Hi everyone, so you can tell by the video title, this isn't going to be a pleasant video. It's going to be straight to the point. Some of the stats that we're going to throw out you here with the telly. It's been a while since we've done this setup, but it's simply not good enough, and things need to change. Otherwise, we could be root the table in a game or two. But as is now, Leicester, we were there. We were pretty deflated. I must stress. In particular, I thought Kyle was as well. He probably took it a little bit harder than everyone else, but very difficult to do videos when you see your side being thumped 5-0. In respect to a couple of Leicester fans who didn't milk it and said, look, he's going to stay up or not, but not with the way it's going. But more on that in a second. But just want to touch upon, we've now got a Facebook shop for people who follow us on Facebook. You can now purchase stuff like this. There's a retro Brunel one, and I wore this one the other day at Leicester, which was the McEwen's Lager one, so you can find all of that on our Facebook page in the shop section. The England one's going to be updated shortly, and of course if you'd like to purchase one of our Newcastle Fans TV t-shirts, we've got loads of them for a couple of quid as well, so they're available as well, and you can also do that for our website, which you can see here. This is the retro jacket, 40 quid with the temperature obviously dipping. If you jump on our Facebook, you can see that as well. Also, we've got a fan subscription, so if you like what we see in Newcastle Fans TV, head over our Facebook group. It's a private group where you get exclusive stuff which you don't see on YouTube. So Kyle's been doing a lot of videos, Paul has, and I put up posts what's happening with the group through the week as well. Let's get on with today's video then. So first of all, the assists. And as you know, I'm just going to move that for a couple. As you know, we've only scored 4 goals all season. Chris Nasser has 2 assists, Isaac Hayden has 1, Sean Longstaff has 1. And we're not scoring enough. It's as simple as that. Yes, the assists are low, but if you take a look at the goals, Joe Linton, £40 million striker, has got 1 goal, and I'm not just putting the blame on him. He doesn't get enough service. We don't even have enough people in that final third, which will come on in a moment. Jetro Williams is a left wing back's got 1. John Joe Shelby, who's barely played 1 or 2 games, has 1. Fabian Schär, centre back, has 1. For me, that's not good enough. 7 games in, and you can throw at it, oh, we've played the big boys and all that, but we've only scored 4 goals. Goals keep you up in this division. If you're not scoring enough, you gotta get doing. It's as simple as that. And the one thing that I want to highlight is this. I'll put it on screen for you. This is the average position from Newcastle's last 6 games. Orange means we are at home. Blue means we are away. For me, we are far too deep, no matter what formation. Whether it's the wing backs, whether it's the flat back forwards playing at Leicester. For me, it's too deep. This is the Leicester one. You can see here that Christian Atsu's almost level with Mutu. I know Mutu was substituted. And Joe Linton. That's not good enough. You've got to get your centre midfield further forward. This all should be 10 yards further forward. And then you go back to the home game. Look how deep we are. We're the home side. We're the home side, and we are so deep. And not just that, you go all the way through the games. Atsu again, highest with Joe Linton, then nobody for 10 to 15 yards. You go to the home game, again deep. Atsu there is with furthest man forward. And then you go to the other games, we're too deep. Look at this one. That is appalling for me. And another thing is the possession stats. Now I know possession does not make you win games. We are now that, but it fucking helps. It definitely helps you. Possession. Yes, you can see the Spurs one, 21%, we won, but we haven't even got a 50% possession yet, man, so far this season. I know it doesn't make you win games, but it helps if you dominate a game. If you dominate a game, you'll have more of the ball. What does having more of the ball do? Creating chances. We do not create enough chances. We're too deep. We're scared of coming out. And the possession, we're getting out-bossed. Look at Brighton, for fuck's sake. 26% possession against Brighton. Watford, 47%. Norwich, 37%. These are the teams that you think are going to be fighting around Newcastle to stay up in the Premier League. And it's just not good enough. Average positions is down. Possession stats are shocking. I know Rafa Benitez has been labelled as a defensive manager, but fuck me, Rafa Benitez looks like he's played total football when he's compared against Steve Bruce. Thankfully, and I think this is probably what's going to save him at the moment, and I must stress, at the moment is the league table. Yes, we are currently on 19th. Yes, we played some big boys, and we've got Man United, and we've got Chelsea to come. But luckily, we're only a point from safety. And I think that win against Spurs is probably... I know Bruce is probably under a bit of pressure now because that 5-0 thumping, but I think it would have been under a hell of a lot more pressure if we didn't beat Spurs, because we'd be literally rock bottom. Well, we are in one position, but Watford on 2 points, we would have been them if we didn't beat Spurs, because Spurs should have beaten us. However, it simply isn't good enough. And for me, I don't know what you think in the comments, but for me, you've got to start playing 10 yards further forward and take that risk. If you're worried about in behind, if you're worried about conceding, it happens. It happens if you put 10 men behind the ball. It happens if you put 4 men behind the ball. You're always going to concede. Newcastle's record conceding was a lot better under Rafa Benitez. Yes, I granted, but you've got to start coming forward, Steve Bruce. You've got to start coming forward, because if we didn't go forward, we're not going to create chances. And I honestly feel that this is the best time to play Man United. Previews are going to be coming up, but I generally feel Man United are not the Man United don't scare me. What scares me is Newcastle not going forward. And for me, if you look at the fixtures, now once we get Man United and once we get Chelsea out the way, have a look at fixtures. It's a lot more favourable. Yes, you can probably point out that we've got Manchester City at the end of November, and then we've got the return at Old Trafford on Boxing Day. But if you look at those, what are those? What, off the top of my head, 12, 13 fixtures? We've only got 2 of the big boys. Bruce has to start winning those games, because if he doesn't start winning those games, Newcastle are going to be rooted come January transfer window, actually panic and think, fuck, we're going to do, let's spend 20 million on a whatever, a winger or a striker or whatever. But Steve Bruce might be out of a job come the end of January, because once the transfer window shuts and results are not picking up, if Newcastle are still rooted, we're going to get doing. And probably for the first time, I don't feel confident staying up. I did under Rafa Benitez, even when we didn't win nothing for 11 games. Now, I know some people might say that we've got more points than what Rafa Benitez has, but we relied on Rafa Benitez's CV to turn it around, and he did. He's world-class manager for a reason, and now we've got a championship manager for a reason. Where does a championship manager put you? Bingo. For me, he has to start. He has got to start. Scored a winning goal in training, brilliant, whatever, right? But every time, why wasn't he used at Leicester? He brought John Riedel on to get a bit of fitness. Fuck that, play him. Play him, start him. For me, the team now, for Man United, has to evolve around him. It has to go around Allan Saint-Maximin for me. The ball has to be played to him as much as you can. Yes, you might have 7 dribbles and 6 of them might fuck up, but that one dribble is a lot more, and no disrespect to what Almiron's doing at the moment. Almiron is not cutting it for me, and I know Roberto Rojas, who's been on our channel, has supported his defence and said he's not being played in the right position. I would agree, he's not. For Paraguay, he played just behind in that number 10 role, where he had the freedom of the pitch in front of him. He doesn't have that in Newcastle. But for me, if you want to start winning games, he has to fucking start for me. He's got to start. I don't care where you play him on the left, you play him on the right. He's a massive threat, and I think Man United's defence will not want to play against him. I think they'll much prefer playing against Almiron. And also, I would start Andy Carroll. Fuck it, why not? He's fit. He's there for a reason. He's not there to bring on your last 10, 15 minutes every game. For me, I think it would be good for Joe Linton to drop to the bench, or even better, play fucking 2 of them. Play 2 of them. Bruce, if you want to be brave, go 2 up top, play Joe Linton, play Carroll, play Saint-Maximin on the wing. Hey, even find a place for Almiron. Let's go for it. Let's go and win this game. Not even if we win the game, let's just show that we can attack teams. And if we get beat against Man United, get off the pitch and think, you know, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind getting beat when we attack. When in the last home games, we had fans around me. I stand in the strawberry corner, because we didn't sit, we stand, singing attack, 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 attack. Didn't want that. I want to see us going forward. And if we get beat 4-3, fuck it. You can look and think, you know what, fair enough. Fair enough for me. I think he's got a massive challenge, Steve Bruce. I think after the Man United and Chelsea game, he has to start winning games, because the pressure is going to crank. And I think the pressure's already on him, didn't get me wrong, because that defeat at Leicester was just simply not good enough. I was distraught. I had to go on video and try and hide it. He has to start winning games. For me, he's got to start attacking. And I know the lads will probably touch upon that in the previews, because we've got obviously the previews coming up after this video this week. Try and keep the ball. There's a lot of players for me who are underperforming. and I'll name them. Jonjo Shelvey doesn't look like the player he was. Sean Longstaff doesn't look like he is. Well, now that Hayden's going to be suspended. Saint-Maximin for me has to start. Almira's not cutting it out. Joe Linton isn't cutting it out. I know he's 40 million. He's not getting the service, but that's down to the midfield. The defence, maybe you want to see one or two changes. I don't know. Personally, I don't think Emil Kraft's cut out for the Premier League. I know that's very early doors. I'd rather have Yedlin for that attacking prowess on that right, because we're lacking attacking flair. There's a lot of them, and I'm probably name picking a lot, but the reality is a lot of those players are not cut out for me. Joe Linton, bless him, right? Yes, he got dominated at Leicester, but he's got fuck all around him for 15 yards, and then after Almira's got now for another 15 yards. Things have got to change. Go two up top. Go attacking Bruce, man. Do it, man. Let us know what you lot think. Ta-da.